Chosen one, this moment is not a coincidence. Your soul was drawn to this video because the heavens whispered the same message to you 7 times. The number 1111 didn't appear before your eyes for nothing, and the prayers of 33 prophets did not fall upon you by chance. You are one of the 144,000 chosen, and your presence here is a divine sign. This message was sent to awaken the secret that has been resting within your heart. What you are about to hear are not just words, but divine vibrations that will sink deep into your soul. If these words are touching you, leave your heart in the comments so the heavens can witness your testimony. Because when you write, another soul will awaken. Now prepare yourself, for this video will illuminate your path. Those who recognize the signs of God know that nothing is random. That's why your being here is already a miracle. We are building a family of light, the first 1,000 souls. Be part of it. Subscribe to Chosen Archangel, press like, and leave your word in the comments. Listen up, chosen ones. This is not a message for the weak of heart. This is the last warning, your last opportunity to awaken and regain your power. God Himself is asking you, what is wrong with you? Why are you still giving your energy to those who don't deserve it? Why are you still holding doors wide for people who don't appreciate your light? It's no coincidence that you're reading this right now. God is shaking things up in your life, and divine timing has brought you here. The time when you gave your strength to others at your own expense is over, and you're going from being exhausted to unstoppable. The blessings you've been pleading for are coming at you at breakneck speed. Now is your time to stand firm, to speak up, and to fully embrace the unstoppable force you were born to be. However, this shift requires more action, clarity, and boundaries than ever before. You must stop assisting those who pull you away from your destiny and stop giving up your peace for those who don't value it. If you're truly a chosen one, you'll watch this video through to the end because your spirit knows that this message is your breakthrough. Before we go any further, stop right here. Click the like button. Subscribe to help us reach 95,000 powerful souls ready for transformation. Comment with the number 99, a sacred signal that will amplify this urgent message into the universe. The choice is yours. Let's get started. How many times have you wondered if God sees you? If your prayers have ever left the room, this message is your answer. Yes, He does. If you're not prepared to accept this truth, you may turn away. This is your last chance, chosen one. Will you rise or fall behind? Yes, you are the chosen one, not by accident, but by divine design. This is divine confirmation that something supernatural has been going on behind the scenes. You sensed it in your spirit, the subtle pull, the faint whispers, the unwavering sense that something greater is at work. It's time to listen, to feel, to react. God doesn't talk like the world does. He whispers in storms, He hides in silence, and occasionally He sends messages like this. You didn't just find this, you were led here, guided, drawn. This isn't just any message, it's your activation point. Heaven is getting closer to you now than it has ever been. Have you been feeling far away lately, as if you're walking through a fog, trying to remember why you started this journey in the first place? That's precisely why this message found you, because God knew your strength was waning. God wants you to know that this is His voice echoing through the words, speaking life directly into your weary soul. I see you. I've never left your side. Let that sink in. This message serves as a reminder that you're not traveling this path alone. Heaven is involved in every detail of your story, even the parts that seem chaotic. He saw you pushing forward when no one else was around. You have already persevered through what most people would have given up. You have survived storms that could have destroyed you, seasons that should have destroyed your faith, and yet here you are, still standing, still moving forward. That in itself is evidence of your calling. You are not at the beginning, you are almost there. You are not forgotten. You are known. You are called. You are loved. 99% of the mission has been finished. This last stretch may be the most difficult, but it's the most crucial. Promotion always comes after final tests. Your spirit is being purified for something bigger than you could have ever dreamed of, just like gold is refined in fire. These final assignments aren't punishments. God didn't bring you this far just to drop you off here, so these are divine appointments to set you up for the promise. He's going to carry you across the finish line, but you need to stay vigilant, faithful, and obedient. Victory is closer than you think. Although the crowds may have been quiet lately, heaven has been cheering you on every day. Sometimes we think that God is only pleased with us when we are perfect, but He is delighted with your progress, not just your perfection. He celebrates your effort, your heart, and your tears. God sees how hard you've been trying, even when no one else notices. He watches how you've stayed loyal to your calling, even when it has cost you friendships, sleep, peace, and comfort. God smiled every time you refused to give up, every time you made the decision to forgive, and every time you prayed in a whisper through your suffering. You are more than just a servant, you are a king's child, and your Father is proud of you. Don't wait for approval from others. Heaven has already given you its blessing. It's the last push, and heaven is urging you to remain focused like never before. You're doing better than you think. You know you're near when everything seems to be falling apart just before the breakthrough. The pressure is tremendous, but so is the promise. Don't let distraction steal your destiny. Don't let discouragement stop your momentum. Keep moving forward. This is not the time to rest or retreat. If your life feels unusually chaotic, emotionally heavy, or spiritually exhausting, it's because you're approaching a major shift. The enemy always fights the hardest when you're closest to the finish line. This is the time to lock in. If you have to fast, fast. Pray fervently. Pay attention to God's instructions. You have only seen a small portion of what has been happening. What appeared to be coincidence was actually divine orchestration. On the other side of your obedience, there are blessings bearing your name. Heaven has been working on your behalf, protecting you while you slept, interceding for you when you had nothing left to say in prayer, and protecting you from dangers you never even saw. Do you know how many times tragedy tried to reach you but was stopped by God's hand? That near-fatal car accident, that missed opportunity that would have diverted you from your path? The world hasn't seen the tears you've shed, but God has. He's witnessed every breakdown, every anxious night, and every time you had to pretend you were fine when you were on the inside falling apart. Angels have walked by your side, and doors have been opened without you knowing why. That's the kind of love God has for you. God is about to reward you publicly for what you have endured privately, but you have carried this burden quietly, faithfully, and without praise. This isn't about status or fame, but rather about fulfillment, seeing your obedience finally bear fruit, and seeing your faith become a reality. God is transforming your grief into joy, your ashes into beauty, and your suffering into meaning. People will soon wonder, how did they survive? You're not just being blessed, you're becoming a blessing. If you only knew what God has already saved you from, you would be overcome with thankfulness. And your story will be the answer. It's not luck, it's divine protection. You survived because of grace, not because you were strong enough. When others lost their minds, their way, or their lives, you were kept, chosen, and preserved for a purpose. That alone is reason enough to thank the enemy for the times when he planned your downfall on all levels, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and soul-wise, and you're still here. You're not being ignored, you're being protected, you're not missing out, you're being set apart, and that difference is sacred. God is entering a season of direct communication. Previously, you relied on others to explain, validate, and confirm your feelings, but now He's cutting out the intermediaries, and you'll soon hear His voice loudly, confidently, and continuously. It doesn't mean you won't seek wise counsel again, but you won't need permission from others to follow your spirit. God wants you to be intimate with Him, where He whispers to you and you move. This is the kind of relationship that makes people notice that you're different, and it won't be because of your status, but rather because of God's presence. This isn't just a spiritual advancement, it's a practical metamorphosis. God isn't just changing your soul, He's going to improve your situation, your resources, and your reach. The things you've been secretly hoping for, stability, success, clarity, and breakthrough, are going to materialize in your life. Your external world is about to match your internal development. Prepare yourself for unforeseen opportunities, divine connections, and sudden favor that defies logic but bears God's fingerprint. This is not hype, this is harvest. You have already been growing internally, and your mindset has matured, your heart has softened, and you have let go of things that no longer serve your purpose. We all have those days when strength seems like a faraway memory. You will not only talk about faith, you will live the results of faith. You will enter rooms you once prayed to be in and take on tasks you once believed were too big for you. And throughout it all, God will receive the glory. When doubt clouds your vision and fear whispers louder than faith, God wants you to know that His voice is your fuel. His words empower you rather than just encourage you. Every time you sit in silence and allow God to speak, a supernatural thing occurs, your shoulders straighten, your spirit rises, and your boldness returns. It's transformation rather than inspiration. Romans 10 verse 17 says, faith comes by hearing. Help more people hear. Subscribe, like, and comment to get us to 1,000 subscribers. Make it a habit to listen, to lean in, to eat His truth like food, because the more of His voice you let in, the less space there is for fear, confusion, and insecurity. This is why the enemy tries so hard to keep you disengaged and distracted, because he knows that one word from God can change everything. This is your season to stand tall, unapologetic, and completely in line with your divine identity. You've spent enough time doubting yourself. You're not weak, you're prepared for battle, and God's word is your weapon. You can't play small or shrink to fit in places you've outgrown. It's time to take advantage of what is already yours. This does not imply ego-driven control, but rather spiritual authority, the knowledge that you are supported by heaven and have the right to fulfill all of God's promises to you, that you are a vessel of power and divine strategy, and that you are not a victim of your circumstances. The chains are already broken, the ceiling is already shattered, and all that's left is your yes. When no one else clapped, God did. When no one else saw the weight you were carrying, God did. Now is the time to reclaim whatever the enemy tried to take from you, your confidence, your voice, your peace. The Bible states that God is a rewarder of those who diligently seek Him. That describes you. You continued to seek when the answers didn't come, and you continued to worship while you waited. Now, your unseen efforts are about to be honored in ways that cannot be denied. You didn't do it for praise, but heaven is still giving you a standing ovation. You gave even when you had little left over for yourself, and now God is going to give you more than you could ever ask for. This reward will be more than just material, it will be multifaceted and include peace, clarity, provision, and elevation, as well as divine restoration for everything that was taken, lost, or delayed. It is not a possibility, it is a promise. You are closer than you think, closer than you realize. What if today is the day that things change for you? There are signs everywhere you look, confirmations, nudges, divine alignments. Don't write them off as coincidences. Don't silence that voice inside you telling you to keep going. Too many people give up one step before the miracle, one day before the breakthrough. You are in the miracle zone now. Don't blink. Don't wander. God is trying to get your attention. Stay awake. Stay alert. Stay ready. This is the part of the story where things pick up speed. Prayers are answered faster than you can update your list. Years of preparation suddenly make sense in a single moment of manifestation. Heaven fought for you to hear this. The enemy didn't want you to be encouraged. This message was delayed for a reason, not because God forgot, but because it needed to get to you at the appropriate time. Attacks came, and distractions attempted to stop it, but it still made it. God didn't want you to be reminded of your strength, your purpose, or your promise, but this message was sent to you directly, urgently, and personally for a reason. Don't take this lightly. Let it be the day you make a note on your timeline, the day you rediscover who you are, the moment your spirit ignites once more, and the indication that everything is about to change, not someday, but right now. But God saw every tear, every offering, every step of faith when no one else did, and now He is saying, the reward season has begun. There are times in life when it seems like you are giving everything you have and getting nothing in return, so you are being kind, obeying, sacrificing, and praying, but you are still waiting in silence. What you sowed in agony is about to grow into an uncontrollable ecstasy. The kingdom does not squander tears. They are kept, recalled, and used up. It's not a lyrical metaphor when the Bible states, "Those who sow in tears will reap with songs of joy." It is the law of the Spirit. Each tear served as a seed. There was a reason behind every unpleasant moment. Even if you were unaware that it was still growing, the clouds are suddenly parting to pour rain over it. Your harvest goes beyond sentimentality. It is relational, spiritual, and material. Anticipate happiness that surpasses the sadness. Anticipate testimonials that allay your previous anxieties. You won't get back what you lost from God. You're being better, enhanced, multiplied, and redeemed from Him. Only heaven has the authority to bestow such a recompense. Now is the time to celebrate ahead of time. Even if you can't see anything now, the roots have already taken hold. Your reward won't arrive overnight. They're already shipping it out. 5 minutes before the miracle, don't give up. You are no longer waiting. You are entering a state of fulfillment. You've had enough waiting. You have been obedient even in quiet, faithful during the wait, and patient throughout the process. God is now changing the course of events. Not slowly, but abruptly. The acceleration has started. Things that used to take years now only take days. Now, what appeared to be stagnating will accelerate. God is not limited by time. Heaven moves in moments, while the rest of the world counts minutes. And now is your turn. Divine acceleration indicates that time is slipping away from you. Favor moves more quickly, doors open more quickly, and outcomes appear with divine momentum. You are not to blame for this. You are being propelled ahead by God. At first, acceleration is uncomfortable. Everything will seem to be occurring at once, and that's exactly what it is. Don't panic, though. Don't attempt to manage it. Simply go with the flow. You asked God to take the wheel in your prayer. He is now traveling at His own pace instead of yours. You just need to respond and have faith. You were purified by the wait. It made you more resilient to future challenges. You have changed since the beginning of this adventure. The time is now because of this. There was never a rejection of the delay. It was getting ready. You're now moving at the speed of grace. Have you ever seen a dam explode? That's what your life is going to be about. The pressure has accumulated for too long. Now, all that has been suppressed will suddenly come flooding in as God is about to rip things apart. This isn't a favor trickle. A flood is occurring. Things that were supposed to happen someday now begin to happen because God compresses time. Promotions happen in weeks when they should take years. Slowly advancing healing becomes instantaneous. Overnight, broken relationships are reestablished. A beautiful instant is condensed from what should take a lifetime. Consider the biblical figure of Joseph. He was in the palace one day and in prison the next. You're entering a realm of otherworldly breakthroughs like that. The change will happen so quickly that many might not understand, so don't lose time trying to explain. God can unexpectedly bless you without your consent. Organize your home. Get your soul in harmony. It's already occurring, so get ready as though it were. Your story has been accelerated by heaven. And the coming days will demonstrate that. You're not in the rear. You're going to be thrown forward. God occasionally opens doors you were unaware existed. He gave them to you because He wanted to, not because you applied for them, campaigned for them, or earned them. This is the favor that you choose not to pursue. This was the unexpected chance. The gift that comes your way. You're going to enter rooms where someone spoke your name without you present. Deals, places, platforms, and opportunities will present themselves to you by divine orchestration rather than hard work. The hidden work has been done by you. With little, you've been faithful. God is going to put a lot of trust in you now. When strangers become sponsors, don't be shocked. When your entire future is changed by a single, chance conversation. When something that was locked abruptly opens up. These are not related to your resume, they are heavenly settings. Your alignment with heaven determines them. You don't have to go after what is rightfully yours. It's after you. And enter the door with courage when it opens. No apologies, no fear, just trust and obedience. The motivation behind it is not solely for your advantage. You've been called to make an impact. Your name is resonating in the heavenly courts, not for condemnation, but for blessing. God is referring to you. On your behalf, angels are being sent. What you believed to be quiet was actually a tactic. Your name is being raised in front of important decision-makers, leaders, and kings. Even now, it is against the rules to pursue favor. It does not follow protocol. It takes you from being ignored to being favored, from the back to the front. Favoritism is not what this is. It's a divine appointment. Your promotion is motivated by your objective rather than your popularity. Consider David. He was the one anointed even though he wasn't invited to the lineup. You are that. Heaven knows your name even if others don't. And heaven is putting it on the hearts of those who can change your fate. Don't be concerned about who might see you. Pay attention to maintaining your position. Nobody can stop you when the time is right. Our goal is clear, 1,000 voices united. Every subscriber, every like, every comment gets us closer. Stand with chosen Archangel today. Favor is unfair. And you're going to see for yourself how incredibly unstoppable it is. Although you've had a dream, a vision, or an assignment, the resources haven't kept pace with your calling. That will soon change. God is more than simply your supplier. He is an investor in you. Additionally, He is going to finance the reason He phoned you. Anticipate unforeseen financial support. Enough to overflow, not just enough to survive. Partnerships, grants, deals, and revenue streams are being made public. Your window was not missed. Now the window is widening and opening. Don't let abundance scare you. You're not supposed to simply get by. The kingdom attitude says, I need enough to bless others, too. The poverty mindset says, I only need just enough. You have been asked to lead, construct, and finance. And resources are needed for that. And they are being sent by God. Take good care of what is about to happen. Multiply it instead than hoarding it. Embrace it and don't be afraid of it. It's not a trap. It's not a test. You are receiving a transfer from heaven. Because your work is too vital to be left unsupported. You were never supposed to travel this path by yourself. The proper people are currently being brought together to join you by God. Lifters, destiny helpers, strategic partners, and others who fulfill aspects of your vocation but do not compete with you are not leechers. Your life will undergo some of the most significant changes as a result of divine relationships, talks that result in contracts, friendships that reveal your mission, and mentors who help you mature more quickly. Anticipate new faces, names, and favors. This season, discernment is essential. God does not send everyone who approaches. Those who are, however, will feel at home. Without requiring the limelight, they will speak your language, hone your ideas, and encourage you to move forward. Now begin to pray. Align myself with those I need and shield me from those I don't, Lord. It will need a team, not just skill, to accomplish what God has planned for your life. You have faced struggles for which no one applauded. Carried a smile on your face while fighting spiritual battles. Cried in private but appeared powerful in public. The expense of staying upright was unknown to the world. Heaven, however, witnessed everything. God is now stating that you will receive public recognition for the suffering you endured in private. This realization has nothing to do with ego. It has to do with vindication. Being noticed isn't the only goal. Being understood is the goal. You will soon be admired by those who once disregarded you. Your breakthrough will amaze those who disregarded your obedience. More significantly, though, you'll know deep down that it was worthwhile. Consider Esther. She concealed her preparation. She obeyed in silence. God, however, ensured that she appeared before kings when the time came. He is doing that for you. Because your tale is about to free someone else, he is putting your private faithfulness into the public eye for a purpose rather than attention. When your trip is celebrated, your narrative is spoken, and your name is honored, don't be shocked. It's the fulfillment of prophecy, not pride. The stage is being set up for your testimony, even though you didn't seek it out. Additionally, since your prize is linked to your witness, chains will break when you speak. Something has changed, even if you don't feel any different yet. Heaven has given you a calling, a divine assignment, a spiritual burden, and a cloak. You can't outrun them anymore. God has given you authority that you didn't request but were ready for because you were selected for this hour. This mantle has nothing to do with celebrity or power. It's about responsibility, influence, and intervention. When you talk, you will sense it. Your statements will be taken seriously. Praying will make you feel it. There will be a breakthrough. As soon as you enter a room, you will sense it. The atmosphere will change as a result of your bearing God's presence. Stillness and stillness have been used to train, hone, and test you. What God put in you a long time ago is now being activated. Don't back down. Don't rule yourself out. You're ready, thus the mantle dropped. Permission is not required of you. Heaven has already given you permission. Clarity, authority, protection, and power accompany the mantle. You're not simply stepping into your destiny. It's on you. And the oil will flow wherever you go. Not by force or coercion, but by the Lord's Spirit that resides inside you. There will be no logic in this next phase of your existence. Timelines, regulations, and expectations will all be broken. Prepare yourself for odd indicators, mystical cues that heaven is interested in your story, active and present. For you, things that others find inexplicable will become commonplace. Anticipate instructions in your dreams. Anticipate divine delays that result in improved routes. Anticipate signs, numbers, whispers, and affirmations that don't have a human script. God is acting in enigmatic ways to demonstrate to you that this is Him and not man, not to baffle you. He still does that, but He does it in a different way now, with nudges, through understanding passing peace, through encounters and messages that arrive just when you're about to disbelieve something. Remain accessible. Remain vigilant. The symptoms are already showing up. There won't be any guesswork this season. This season will be one of revelation through the paranormal. Decisions won't need to be forced. They will be verified. You won't need to ask for guidance. It will come in ways that cannot be denied. You are traveling alongside a communicative God. Pay close attention. He's already speaking. For what seems like an eternity, you have been holding promises in your heart. Waiting seasons. There are moments when people worry if their dreams will ever come true. But the waiting is finished, according to God. Not denial, but preparation was the reason for the delays. Now, what appeared to be stuck is unstoppable. All of a sudden, things you believed would take years are happening in a matter of days or weeks. You can't explain the momentum behind the doors you once thought would open. This is not an accident. Heaven is in motion. Human clocks do not correspond with divine timelines. And God is determining His own pace at the moment. It is comparable to the quiet before a storm. You know something significant is going to happen when the atmosphere shifts. Don't compare your pace to others or question the method. Your tale has its own beat, and it's now picking up speed in ways you'll soon be happy about. Maintain your composure and focus on God. The postponed promises were never broken. They are coming with strength, intent, and accuracy. You are following the swift pace of heaven. The best decisions in life might occasionally be made without fully knowing why. The area you're entering is that. God is guiding you ahead beyond your present comprehension and perception. It is not about timing when it comes to divine promotion. It has to do with God's flawless plan. You can experience an abrupt change, a summons to new places, new duties, or new chances. It's acceptable if you don't have all the answers. A complete explanation is not necessary for faith. All that is needed is a readiness to act when God commands you to. Leaning into the unknown and trusting the pull are crucial. Human promotion is not the same as this type of promotion. It's linked to fate, quicker, and more strategic. You won't need to struggle to get it. Favor, tranquility, and reassurance that you're at the right place at the appropriate moment will accompany it. Avoid the temptation to second-guess yourself. God has already taken action. Therefore, don't question things when doors open unexpectedly or when you find yourself in unexpected situations. Rather, accept it. It has a divine attraction. Heaven is responsible for the promotion. And you'll be able to do even more in the future if you obey. Your inner storm, your anxieties, your second-guessing, your restless nights is subsiding. God is substituting clarity for uncertainty, bravery for audacity, and tranquility for fear. This contentment is not superficial. It's a profound, unwavering confidence that firmly establishes your vocation. You'll discover that you have a newfound confidence when making decisions. Talk will flow easily. Instead of immobilizing you, challenges will serve as stepping stones. The presence of God in your life is what brings you this serenity, not your circumstances. You will become bold like a fire. When you used to remain silent, you will now speak up. When you used to hold back, you'll now step out. The spirit that directs your every action and reminds you of who and whose you are is the source of this boldness and clarity. Bid farewell to indecision and fear. Now is the time for you to take risks. Operate in the peace that transcends all comprehension and think clearly. God is your firm, stable, and reliable anchor. Relationships and doors shutting are sometimes signs of God's favor. Don't just watch, engage. Subscribe to Chosen Archangel, press like, and leave your amen in the comments. Together, we rise to 1,000. It's not rejection, though. It's rerouting. He is removing obstacles, negative influences, and dead ends from your path so you can freely pursue your goals. Divine realignment is what appears to be loss. Even if you don't understand why some individuals or chances are disappearing, have faith that it's for your best interests. You are being shielded by God from unworthy paths. He is precisely designing your life, and His intelligence surpasses your comprehension. It will feel like a painful but essential pruning season. But keep in mind that growth comes from pruning. Eliminating undesirable individuals or circumstances makes room for unanticipated rewards, discoveries, and divine appointments. During these changes, remain patient and receptive to God's hand. He won't desert you. He's setting you up. God is preparing you for a new level, and the appropriate people and opportunity are coming your way. Justice is a quality of God. The things that were taken, sabotaged, or stolen from you are going to be multiplied in addition to being restored. Your time for divine justice is now. Every wrong done to you will be righted in ways that will make God's faithfulness abundantly clear. Although it doesn't always happen on human timescales, justice does eventually arrive. It's unquestionable whether it's subtle or amazing. God's justice is at work in the background, whether it be in the form of financial compensation, reputation restoration, or healing from betrayal. Retain. Chosen one, remember this: heaven never sends a word without purpose. If this message has stirred your spirit, let it shine brighter. Press like so the light spreads to others walking in darkness. Subscribe to Chosen Archangel so you never miss the next divine revelation. And share your thoughts in the comments below. Your testimony may be the very spark that awakens another soul. Until we meet again, stay covered by the wings of heaven and walk boldly in your calling.